So there we go. Looks like the formation lap is getting underway very early. And look at some of the guys at the back of the row in the Toro Rosso and the Ferrari. They are just getting on with it. I think that might be Arava, who is just trying to get on with it. Maybe it's just extra practice, you know. Just use the formation lap to drive normally and get that extra practice in.
Oh, certainly a planned one-stop race is what I would expect from all of these guys. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anybody to intentionally be going for a two-stop. Now, with that said, again, damage is on. Just to reiterate that, damage is on.
Cars lining up on the grid. Daniel Bresnay lining up in pole position. Alongside him is his Alfa Romeo teammate of James Baldwin, Jarno Opmeer. We're just waiting for him to get into his grid position. He currently lines up in third. There he is, creeping onto our screens, and Cem Bullet-Bassi lining up in P4. Tyrrell Limitless 5. Who is going to get the job done? Is the grid lines up, the lights are coming on now. We're going to 5 red lights for not the bar GP. It is lights out and we are off. There we go. Once again, the lights going out, but nobody moving. It's just a glitch with the game. Don't worry, guys. And we are off as it looks like a great start from Daniel Bresnay. Will James go up the inside, though, on his teammate? He has a little look, but he doesn't get the job done. Jarno Opmeer getting sort of squeezed out. We have a few drivers running off wide. There's a McLaren hitting a Red Bull. Not too sure who that was. I think that might be Lando Norris way down the field. He's dropped all the way down to 19th. Him and Tia Marduk are coming to blows very, very early on as Ian Poulter drops down into P19 as well. James Baldwin trying to defend against Jarno Opmeer. The battle of the esports guys. Jarno Opmeer going up against James Baldwin. Can he get the job done, or will he wait his time? Will he be patient? This is a 25% race. There's 14 laps ahead of us. Let's not get the moves done and break our front wing too early, boys. Tyrrell Limitless slots in P4. Looks like he overtook Cem Bullet-Bassi, who lines in P5 at the moment. Nicholas Latifi with a great start, moving up into P6, and Stoffel Van Dorn as well, up into P7. What a good start for those guys. It nearly goes round Super GT, but he gets overtaken by Felix. Oh, and he goes round there, gets smacked by Piet Smiet, and unfortunately Super GT is round, and that's going to put him right at the back.
Picking up a penalty there already. Piet Smiet heading into the pits, as well as Super GT and Thibaut Courtois in there as well. So they're all fitting onto the hard tires, though, so they're going to have to do a 13-lap stint on that harder compound tire. They're going to be struggling out there for sure. It's the slowest tire compound available to these drivers, so yeah, they're going to be having a hard time.
Go down in towards the very tricky turn 9 and turn 10 now. What would James Baldwin do here? Probably just sit behind him, wait. Oh, little lock up on the front left there from James Baldwin here. Get the DRS open because it is now activated as we go on to lap 3 of this race. As Super GT has unfortunately left the session for some reason. That could just be a disconnect, so hopefully we can get him back in as soon as possible. Nico Hülkenberg currently down in 19th position at the moment. He's going to gain from Super GT's Ghost car, going around slowly, but Jarno Opmeer defending currently from James Baldwin, doing a solid job of it as well. Also battling Jimmy Broadbent and Louis Delatraz going side by side. Jimmy Broadbent getting the better of Louis Delatraz. It looks like Jimmy has had a bit more practice on this game coming into Not the Bar GP. He struggled massively in Australia. If you know Jimmy, you know that he is quick on sim racing games, so it was a bit of a surprise to see, but of course these games do take practice. It looks like he's done some practice in his spare time, and he is currently up into P8 up against the F2 driver of Louis Delatraz. Looking further down the field, Ian Poulter putting in a good showing at the moment. P15, battling with Piet Smiet down there, and only just behind Lando Norris. So I'm not too sure whether Norris has problems at the moment, but those two battling it out down there. Of course, Ian Poulter, his nickname is apparently the Postman, so will we be seeing him send a few moves up the inside on Lando Norris? Here we go, watching Ian Poulter following Lando Norris. Will he be able to keep up with him at the moment? A little bit wide there through the very tricky corner of turn 10 into the slipstream as we watch on board now with their two POVs. Lando concentrating massively, and look at it. Look at that garage. Just two Ferraris casually just sitting there in the background. So we're still watching this battle between Tyrrell Limitless go up against Cem Bullet-Bassi. Of course, like I say, the two F1 esports drivers, and Nicholas Latifi not too far behind this battle. Whilst these two are battling hard against each other, it's allowing Nicholas to come into this battle. Maybe he could be seeing a P4 in this race. It looks like Cem Bullet-Bassi coming into the pits, and Limitless is following him. He is not going to allow Cem to get that undercut. They both get it slowed down. No penalties for them. No penalties for Latifi as well. He is following these guys and copying their strategy. You'll be probably going to see a lot of drivers come into the pits now. Look at them all flooding into the pits. Gutierrez, Tiemet Marduk, Jimmy Broadbent, but it looks like Felix is not doing so at the moment. He's going to gain all these guys. Of course, he is starting on the medium tyres. He'll be going on the softs at the end, which means he's going to be quicker at the end of the session. Looks like Jarno Opmeer has closed down the gap between himself and Formula Danny. And it's also interesting to note that he's shaken off James Baldwin, which means he's no longer focused about the big Alfa Romeo in his mirrors, and he's now got his eyes set on the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. So he doesn't have to worry about defending. He can put all his focus into attacking Formula Danny in the last remaining 6 laps of this race as Ian Poulter comes into the pits in the other Renault, and that's going to put him down the field. Will Arava and Super GT be able to get past him, or will Ian be able to hold on to that position ahead of those guys? Nico Hülkenberg slotting into P16 as Arava does indeed get past Ian Poulter, but I think Ian comes out of the pits just ahead of Super GT, who is not having a good race at all, unfortunately getting put around by Piet Smiet in that battle where he just lost the back end a little bit out of turns 9 and 10.
Opmeer seemed quick. He was quicker. He set the fastest lap last lap. However, he's already lost a couple of tenths in the first sector. A big lock up there for Formula Danny coming into that downhill turn 8 hairpin, and that might end up losing him some time. But no, he continues to extend the gap to Jarno Opmeer behind. So I do wonder if maybe Jarno just overcooked the tires a little bit. Of course, this is a circuit that really wears on the front tires, and you start feeling that understeer, all that kind of stuff.
As it looks like Jimmy Broadbent hot on the heels of Tiamat Marduk. Ben had a great showing last time out in the Australian Grand Prix. Jimmy Broadbent did not, and now these two are going head-to-head, which is just why this series is so great, because from one week someone could be good, someone could struggle, and then the next week it's all back to square one.
Whether or not he actually, oh, and that's Super GT's car just going around. He just had to photobomb us with his car. He's just getting himself involved, getting some camera time.
Yeah, just let's get his name in the stream as he gets out of the way of those guys very easy. I'm not too sure whether you get DRS from a lapped car. I know that they ghost. Super GT braked before the DRS detection line, and he was actually trying to help out his teammate of Jimmy Broadbent. I think he did as well. I think that's exactly why he broke earlier. He broke so early into that corner to let those guys through, to not give Tiamat Marduk the DRS, which would have certainly helped him pull away from Jimmy Broadbent. So teamwork is at play, definitely down at the Ferrari team. But if you look ahead of you, Stoffel van Dorn is right on the back of Tiro Limitless. And Limitless has had some issues in this race, and now Stoffel van Dorn's passed, and Tiamat Marduk also gets past Tiro Limitless. And it looks like there was a little bit of front wing damage on that racing point. Looks like the front left of the racing point has got wing damage, which means that Van Dorn is now up into 6th. Latifi is up into a top 5 position in this race, and Tiamat Marduk is going to go battle with Stoffel van Dorn for this P6 position on the final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. So who is going to come out on top as Nico Hülkenberg gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I saw maybe on the front right as he looks like he goes to the inside line, down in towards turn 4. Will he be later on the brakes than Stoffel van Dorn? Yes, he is. There is indeed front wing damage for Tiamat Marduk. So he's doing a great showing at the moment to be up into P6 with that front wing damage. We know in this game how much just a tiny amount of front wing damage can affect you, as Benjamin Daly is going to be looking to try and defend against Stoffel van Dorn. But that also brings Jimmy Broadbent into the fight. He is right behind these guys, looking to get involved as well. Will anyone send it on the final lap as Formula Danny still running away with this race at the moment? Absolute mile ahead as Benjamin Daly weaving on the straight as much as he is legally allowed to try and stop Stoffel van Dorn, as Formula Danny wins the second race in the Not the GP series. It's another race win for the Alfa Romeo driver. Jarno Opmeer comes home in second place, with James Baldwin finishing today in third. Cem Bulabasi should get P4 if he doesn't make any incidents. Same with Nicholas Latifi getting P5. What a showing for him. But can Stoffel van Dorn get Tiamat Marduk at the line? They come down to the final corner now. Stoffel van Dorn will get the DRS on Benjamin Daly, cutting the corner ever so slightly, running it wide to try and get as much pace as he possibly can. That's probably puts him in the clutches of Jimmy Broadbent, but they all come across the line. They stay in position, and Ben holds on to P6. What an end to that race that was, as everybody else filters across the line now. Lando Norris indeed actually gets Esteban Gutierrez right at the end of the race. He comes across the line in P10, nearly getting Tiro Limitless as well for P9. Gutierrez comes home in P11, and wow, what a race that was.
We do have a second race coming up that is going to be reverse grid. So the people that finished lower down are going to be starting further up. So Formula Danny is going to be starting from last position, just to give you an example of what we have in store for us. So definitely do not go anywhere, because it's going to get even more exciting after what was already a fantastic race. I have to say, these guys really put on a show for us.